So here's the pros and the cons of using a builder's lender. Get it all the time. Been in the business long. Builders have their own lenders. A lot of them have what they call preferred lenders. Sometimes they own them. Sometimes you're just in a deal with them. So us as lenders to kind of compete against builders' lenders, I'll be honest, it's very tough. And here's why. Because for example, you're going to buy a brand new home, right? Let's say that home you're buying from the builder is $600,000. Well, it's just like a car. You're paying for a brand new home. They're marking that thing up quite a bit, right? So that $600,000 home, if you bought that exact same home as a resale or a home that's not built, it's probably $500,000. So they're making about $100,000 profit. Well, what they do is obviously the builder takes some of that, but then they tell their preferred lender or the lending company that they own, here's $20,000 of the profit. I want you to secure this loan as well and keep this client. So now that builder's lender has $20,000 or so roughly of credits or money to play with. Well, then they throw $10,000 at the buyer's closing costs and then $10,000 to buy the rate down. So builders offering smoking interest rates and smoking closing costs, where us lenders, we don't have $20,000 from the sale of that home. We don't have a seller coming to us and say, hey, here's $20,000 of my profit. Make sure you help get that client a better loan. We don't have that. So it's really hard for us to compete, right? We call loan estimate. When a builder's closing cost comes to us, I tell a client, listen, they're going to smoke us. They're going to do a great job. They're going to beat us all day long. The problem is they can't do every loan, right? Sometimes I like to deal with cream of the crops. You have this box, and if you fit in this box, that's great. But if you play on the outside or on the outside of this sandbox and they get a little squirrely about it, they don't want to do it. They don't do certain loans that are risky to them. So that's where we come in, right? Service. So not that builders, lenders have bad service, but again, they're a little bit busy. They're kind of dealing with cream of the crop. So if you're not quite in their little box, they're going to kind of push you to the curb. That's where we come in. Again, we can kind of do loans they can't. We can do a little bit more aggressive stuff. We can do those loans that maybe bank statement programs or self-employed people that they don't want to deal with. So that's where we kind of come into play, and usually I'll do a builder's lender, but usually they give smoking rates and smoking closing costs because again, you're paying $100,000 or so more for that home. There's that extra profit that can go back into it, whereas I don't get $20,000 from the seller or from the builder to do that with. So that's usually the pros and cons of working with the builder's lender. Again, they're not bad. They're not bad people. They're not bad lenders. They're just going to completely go after you and give you the lowest rate and lowest fees, where we can't do that. But again, there's loans that they won't be able to close, and they're not going to be calling you at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on a Friday night like us lenders are.